right, with Black Friday coming up, I need to know, I hope you tell me in the comments, what is your favorite piece of curriculum or favorite toy or favorite book or favorite anything that you loved getting this year. And today we are going to talk about our actual schedule. This schedule is an easy schedule. It's a gentle schedule. It's a good schedule as far as I'm concerned. If you do not have a schedule, you don't know how to get a schedule, you already have them based on meals. Whatever meal you eat, some people snack all day, whatever. If you eat lunch, if you eat dinner, those are your starting points. And that's where you can throw in some school right there. That's just my idea. Take it if you want. That's my take on it, as my friend says. So just take what you want and leave the rest. So let's talk about products of the day. Of course, Christmas is coming up. I'm telling you, if you haven't got snap ships for your kids, they're awesome because like ages 6 through 15 can play with snap ships. Look at this guy. He was $12.99. I'll put him on the screen. It's all these little parts. If it wasn't buried in the closet in there, I would tell you they've played with them 4 years. They're great for car trips. I mean, I love them. It's not sponsored. I don't get a penny if you like snap ships and go out and get some. I just think it's super sweet and super cool. And every year I seem to do my toy video, toys I recommend, or toys that I'm getting them for Christmas. And I thought, why not just mention it in video? So let me talk about first, cooperative game time. This is the postman. You set it up. You set up a city and then you pulled a card and there's like easy, harder and harder. So choose what deck you want. And then you find it on the board and you and your team, because you play on teams, puts a letter there. So whoever puts a letter there first gets to get rid of a letter. And whoever gets rid of their letters first wins. So here, let me show you the back of it for a second there. Take a look. So that's what the city looks like. And you can set the board up any way you want. Yeah, it's just puzzle pieces. So any way you want, a couple big puzzle pieces. So next is another cooperative game because they are huge in my house. That's what I bought myself for Christmas. In the comments, tell me what you bought yourself for Christmas. If you do, maybe you don't have to buy yourself something for Christmas. I did, and I'm very grateful that I got to this year, and I bought myself board games. I love board games. I have a problem with board games. There's some board games I've wanted for months now that I was finally like, okay, that's it. I'm going to wrap them, put them under the tree so that the anticipation builds like everyone else in the house. Okay, so this is called Castle Panic. My first Castle Panic, because there is an older version for when they get a bit older. But this basically, you set it up, there's a castle, and then yeah, there's just trolls, and you all play together to see if you can kill the trolls before they get to the castle and blow up the castle. So it's fun, it's quick. I mean, I like it. It's maybe a 10-minute, 15-minute game, and those I'm into so hard. 10 to 15-minute games, I'm like, yes, please. Okay, book I love is The Tuttle Twins. The Tuttle Twins, they don't mention God in them in the books. And I want to say all of them. I don't have their history books though. But we do have, so the Tuttle Twins, the Miraculous Pencil, and the Golden Eye, the Golden Rule are, I think, their best ones. I think that's where they shine. I will tell you that some of the other books, you have to pre-read them because some of the other books, they deal with some things that maybe you won't agree with. Like some of them I don't like and I don't necessarily agree with. But this pencil one is where, yeah, all the work that goes into making a pencil. All the work that goes in, all the things you didn't think about went into the work that goes into the work of making a pencil. So it's something to think about, But again, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say political stuff, but it's someone's opinion of the economy. And so various themes throughout their books. So some of them I agree with and some of them I don't. So, but again, the Miraculous Pencil and the Golden Rule, which is all about the Golden Rule. It's not really about like the economy at all. The Golden Rule is every culture has it, and it's to treat others as you want to be treated. So I quite like it. My kids like it. Great read. Good read. Good read. Highly recommend it. Okay, so let's talk schedule. So I'm going to give you my ideal schedule. I'm going to tell you the ideal schedule that I set for myself that I don't always hit. All right, now here's the thing about a schedule. It's a thing about any habit is that if you do it, allow yourself the grace of one day. So if you miss a day, not a big deal. Just don't miss 2 days in a row. Commit to yourself that you're not going to miss 2 days in a row. 1 day, okay. 2 days, Therefore, because stuff happens and maybe you need a day. Like I get it. Or if you're sick and you need a few days. Yeah, no one's saying that. Now I homeschool about 4 days a week, year round. Mostly. So I'll take some weeks off. I'll do it more during the weeks, whatever. If you've watched this channel, you've seen me go through the system 100 times. This schedule is good for ADHD kids. It's good for like non-neurodiverse kids. It's good for autism. It's good for special needs. It's good for whatever you have going on or don't have going on in your home. Okay, so 5:30 in the morning, I try to get up early to do a half hour of cleaning. And I've noticed since I've done that, just because we went on vacation, stayed at a hotel, and I was like, this is the cleanest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, I want my house like a hotel. And I was like, well, the sad thing is, then I have to clean. Because even if you declutter, if you want it as clean as a hotel is, at least this hotel that we stayed, you got to get up and clean it. So I bought my big steamer. I get up and I do some cleaning for about a half hour, or I'll make some snacks. I mean, I have a list of chores I knock out. And again, I don't do it every day. So some days I miss, and that's okay. And I try to do one load of laundry a day. So I fold a quick load of laundry. Now, not ideal. And then 6 a.m., so my older children can wake up whenever they want. But the youngest, the 7-year-old, 6 a.m., he is being woken up. 6 a.m., he is being woken up so that at 7:30, he can go down at night and be asleep by like 8:30. Okay, so if you want your child to wake up at a certain time, you have to wake them up. I mean, if you want them to go to bed at a certain time, I've heard, and I believe it to be true, you have to wake them up at a certain time. It doesn't matter if they only got 3 hours of sleep. I mean, well, it doesn't matter if they had a rough night of sleep. If you want to stay on that schedule, then maybe just have them be tired during the day. And 6 a.m., it's going to be a rough transition probably, but 6 a.m., they got to get up, they got to get up, they got to get up. At least in our house. But you choose whatever time works for you, obviously. So then we play together. We play together, all of us. All of us play together, me and the boys. We play whatever they want, but there's a theme set, and some weeks it'll go where someone will choose one day and the other boy will choose the other day and things like that. But the general theme is we all play together if they want to. They don't have to join in, but this is our time. They choose what we play, and I play it. They choose what we play, and I play it. Now, understand that this schedule is based on the fact that I'm a morning person. Come evening, I don't want to hear from you. I have nothing to say to you. I do not want to interact with you, like very little. Okay, so then after that, hey, the kids can clean up or hang out or whatever while I make breakfast. Breakfast, I have pre-made oatmeal made in bags. I pre-portion it so that I can I want to put in flax seeds so that they get the omegas. I put in a touch of seaweed. I put in some cane sugar because the seaweed's a little harsh. If I don't include a bit of the seaweed, then I don't need the cane sugar, and I could just do honey or maple syrup. And then, stir it all up, oatmeal. So I portion it out in bags. And then I pull out 2 bags, I dump, get it ready to go, whatever. And then, so then we have lunch. So then we have breakfast, and I read during breakfast. I do either, if it's not a school day in my head, which to be honest, it just depends on my mood. Like if I know I'm heading to the library that afternoon, then I want to wrap up some of these library books. So I'm reading through them during that breakfast time. But because they are neurodiverse, this is when we do science. This is when you do your hard academics, if you will. Science, history, really even some math. I can look through the textbook and just explain the textbook and say, okay, what do you think this answer is? What do you think that answer is? Same with you do the science. I've talked to you a bunch of times about different science. I'll go through 4 sciences a year, 4 science curriculums a year, just because A, we like science, and B, I can do it. So why not? Why not go through it? But I choose a curriculum that doesn't have a lot of experiments. You need to simplify your life. We all do. We all do. This is not just me, but these are the decisions I made to simplify it with no experiments. I don't want to do experiments. Sorry. I don't like the mess. I'm scared of crap. My anxiety cannot handle chemicals of any type. I mean, it just takes a lot of work to sit down, to plan it out, to get all the ingredients, to get them all out. Nope, and nope. Not only that, what if both of them want to do it? And I don't want to deal with an argument because both of them want to be in charge of doing the one experiment that we have. I don't want to buy 2. It's just not a thing. I just go, no. Okay, so we do history, science. You can do social science there. You can do whatever reading subject. You're doing the reading this time. Because they are neurodiverse, reading and writing have to be separate subjects. It's not, we're sitting down and we're going to read through everything together. Oh my gosh, you're never going to get through anything. You do the reading, and then you take that. I've showed you a bunch of times how we do science, because there's a special formula I use to get them to memorize it. Anyway, I take the important points. To sum up, I take the important points, put in a white binder, and then once a week, we go through the white binder, per se, on average, sometimes twice whatever. No one cares. We're here about the schedule. Stay on task. Okay. So then after that, after breakfast and lunch, they play by themselves, and I come film a video. So basically, it's whatever I want to do or need to do. I can get schooling ready. I can get their schooling ready for the subjects we're doing in a bit. Or I can clean something, or I can whatever it is, whatever work needs to be tackled, because I do manage some properties. So whatever work needs to be tackled, that's when I do that. And it's their job to A, entertain themselves, and B, play with themselves or by themselves. It's not my business, not my problem. You don't have access to iPads. You have to entertain yourself. You have to do it yourself. If they get in arguments, I stay out of it. That's a whole nother video I've done a few times where I just stay out of it. Okay, so next up then, we can we'll go outside for a walk, we'll go do something. If they do 15 minutes on a trampoline or do play with the dogs outside or do something, then they can have a popsicle. I have made healthy popsicles for them, not popsicles. I bought reusable freezy bags. There came like 100 of them for, want to say $5. And so I made my own freezy bags using our Vitamix. The key to this is the Vitamix blender. If you do not have a really good blender, I mean, then it's just not as easy to have really smooth freezings and stuff, but still possible. But anyway, I made them, so there we go. Okay, so then they get a popsicle if they want, and then around 11:30, we have lunch. And so that will either it's not too often they've done schoolwork before. Usually they're too busy playing or doing stuff or complaining, but another subject, whatever subject I want, or just reading to read. But usually that's when I'll pull out some reading comprehension stuff. That's when I'll do either maybe a grammar book, vocab book, because I have a bunch of those books too. I basically have a bin. I have a bin, and any topic I want to cover that year is in that bin. So it's in that bin, and I pull it out. I just go through and I'm like, you know what? I feel like talking about Aesop's Fables today. Let me pull that out, and we do some Aesop's Fables, some reading comprehension, stuff like that. Okay, so then after that, I go, okay, you guys ready to do your list? If you're ready to do your list, let me know. Sometimes they don't want to do their list. Once they're done their list, they can do on the iPad. Right now, I only let them do the Lego video game. But other than that, there's a couple things they can do on there, but I cut out all video games. I cut out them all, except for on Sundays, like right now, you can play Minecraft. They're playing with their older brother right now. So right now, you're allowed to do that in the afternoon, but other than that, So this was because I used to have it where they would just do a list. I'd say, okay, do the list, like your chore list, which had their schooling on it, which had chores that need to be done, and then you can do on your iPad. Yeah, well, freaking 6 a.m., someone's hounding me to go to the thing, like to finish their list. And like, that's way too much TV time. That's way too much time, and it's not good, especially for the young one, for his brain. So I was like, no, So that's why I suggest either after 1 o'clock, after 3 o'clock, after 4 o'clock, whatever time you set down, because it depends on how early you get up, then that'll be your bar, not when you've done your list. No, it's, hey, if it's after this time, then once you've done your list, you can do it. So that's how I do it now. Okay, so they each have a list like this. All the kids do. And it's basically, it changes, every few months depending on what's going on in their lives. So basically Monday to Friday, they need to help clean the living room, toy pickup and vacuum if necessary, math, reading, writing, and put dishes on the counter and put clean laundry away, right? Because I've taken it, I put it in piles, they got to put it away. And Saturday and Sunday, they help clean the living room again. Now, this doesn't include their bedroom. Their bedroom also has to be clean as well. Put dishes on the counter, put clean laundry away, and groom yourself on Saturday or Sunday, your bath, hair, or nails. So like today, I cut their hair. So that's good. And then they can do Yoda, Canva, CodeSpark, Toca Life, Worldbox, or Pocket City 2. That's it. And because they're not too interesting. You can't have too interesting games every day. And I noticed these are not too interesting. These are just boring enough that they don't always want to use them. But anyway, so that's the list. And then once they've done that, then it is free time. It is mom's free time. It is my free time. Yeah, I'm done. I am done. So usually I'll edit a video, and then 4 o'clock we start dinner. I start dinner. 4 o'clock they can watch a half-hour Puppy Dog Pals. That's what they're into right now. Even though my son is older, he still doesn't mind it. I imagine that'll change. Like if the teenager's home, it's going to change a bit, right? But anyway, you go through seasons. And then at dinner, if my husband doesn't join us, because if he does, he's talking to us, asking questions to the kids. But if he doesn't join us for dinner, then I'll pull out, like I said, some type of religious thing. I either want to read the Bible. I either want to read like a children's Bible. Because I opted not to do Bible study this year. The reason I opted not to do it is because, especially with special children, you need to stick right to the basics. Like right to the basics, like math, reading, and Once in a while, we do an art too. So previously, like instead of stating reading, writing, math, I would put in schoolwork. And then I would decide that day what schoolwork. And then I would have like some lists of what I wanted to go through. Right? So like this would be one day, like maybe this was the kindergartner's schedule or whatever. So I have a bunch of them in here that I've been through that I just didn't bother throw out. Just like shoved the next one in and was like moving on. So I decided, after looking at a bunch of Bible curriculums, I decided, you know what? I feel like Bible curriculums, like I don't do busy work. All busy work, heck no. Because to get my kids to sit down to do busy work, so I don't opt with science curriculums that have busy work. So one of the things is Bible curriculums, a lot of times they come with like crossword puzzles and they come with mazes and they come with drawing and coloring. That's busy work. If they want to do that, absolutely, I got no problem. They have drawing pads, both of them, and one of them does a lot of drawing. He loves it. The other is sometimes. So, and their art curriculum, they do that. And then, so to me, it was taking the eye off the ball. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to read from the Bible. So that's what we did. And now we have a nice addition to that is by generations. And it is the history of Jesus's peoples, which is, again, the story of the church and the story of God through history. So very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, that's what I feel like doing at night. I also read right now. I have a book of positive quotes, and at dinner I pull it out and I read it because I have two people in the family have trouble being positive. Me and my one son and my stepson, we don't have that problem. We find joy in a lot of things, but two of them, it's just something that it's just their brain chemistry. They have difficulty with positivity, so pull out a book and I'm like, this is how we get. So we read one happiness quote a night as well. Yeah, maybe someday it'll stick. They'll be like, oh yes, remember when my mom did that? Or not. Maybe it'll be something they could talk about with their therapist in the future. I don't know. I don't write the rules. But any art history, anything like that, any subjects, I just dump them in that basket, like I said, and I'll be like, you know what, why don't I read this right now? So you get a lot of schoolwork done. Like you don't realize when you separate it like that, how much schoolwork done. And like I said, math, reading, and writing takes 15 minutes. I don't know if I told you that, like 15, 20 minutes, not long at all. So it's 1 page of math a day, 1 to 2. So that's the rules. And I use the Singapore math. I've had every math curriculum. Those are what I finally decided on this year. And we'll see how it goes. All right, there you go. There's your video. I have talked enough. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like this video. And I hope you share it with a friend so that I can have, I'm almost at 5,000. Probably not almost, but I like to think I'm getting closer. 5,000 subscribers. And yeah, that would help me. So thank you so much and have a great day. Can you say, please like and subscribe?
Please like to like.
And hit the bell for notifications.
Hit the bell for notifications.